Sleepers Podcast Wednesday, March 12th, 312, you could say. Hi, Carter.
Happy Detroit Day.
312?
Oh, it's 313, right?
You don't know your own area code?
I'm actually a 248 guy.
Oh, yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well,
I mean, look, listen here. 616, you can kiss my ass.
not 616. Do you tell people you're from Detroit? Like, obviously not, I would guess not like Michigan people. Like, oh, where are you from? I think you would say Ferndale. But like when you meet someone, say you're meeting Andy Katz, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, Carter, where are you from?
Well, I can't speak to the tears of joy, but once I collected myself, I usually throw out Metro Detroit.
Very metro of you.
Yeah, I mean, because like if I'm throwing out another city, with all due respect, they're not gonna know what that is. But you say Detroit, and people get it.
Mm. You ever hit them with like yeah, I'm from the suburbs?
No, never hit anybody with that.
Okay.
But I unequivocally am from the suburbs. I loved it.
Suburbs are great.
Suburbs are great, man. Love suburbs.
Yeah.
Should we get to the show?
I didn't mean to come on some attacking energy. I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
The first day of the Big Ten tournament's got you acting up.
Yeah, I love it here.
Do you?
I do. Is any part of you sad that we're not going? We have had some great weeks at Big Ten tournaments in the past. It's one of my favorite weeks of the year.
It is a great week. I don't know if I like us in Big Ten tournament settings.
Why not?
I don't like you give us freedom in the like I might like it this year because it's at Game Bridge, but us having freedom in the United Center is my least favorite version of us.
Just we get ourselves in trouble at that bar.
Yeah, like there's the FanDuel sports book. There's the fact that we could get all the way upstairs to the club level, we'll walk around. Like there's just way too much freedom in United Center.
But also think about how fun the sports, like that wall of TVs plays on a constant loop in my head.
I've never seen the excitement that you felt when you first saw that. Like you just lit up.
It was my dream. I didn't know a place like that existed within driving distance of me.
Yeah, you should never go to Vegas.
Honestly, we could go to the United Center just like day trip for one of the days of the Big Ten tournament this week.
Yeah, but the United Center is not going to be like open. We can't just walk into the United Center.
You don't think that sports bar is open?
No,
Just like pull up to the United Center?
No. I mean, there's probably a sports bar like that we can go to, but not to the United Center one.
Hmm. I bet we could get in.
Should we buy the United Center?
That'd be fun one day.
How much do you think it would cost?
Actually, let's Google that.
And also, if we bought the United Center, do we get like any say in the Bulls?
How much does the United Center cost to buy?
I'm making some change. I'm bringing Zell back for sure.
The cost to buy the United Center is not publicly available, but the owners are planning a $7 billion development around the arena.
Okay, well, if our sponsors ever come back, maybe we can throw our hat in the ring, but kind of a bit out of our price range as the director of finance.
You know, honestly, it sounds to me like the United Center isn't being YouTube compliant here.
That honestly, they need to attack those people. Don't attack them, please. Speaking of that, let's get to the YouTube comment of the day before I have some other thoughts that come to my mind that don't need to be said.
Okay.
Am I okay to do that? Do I have your permission?
You can. Do you want to respond to the allegations that you've been skipping everyone's comments repeatedly on every day of this show?
Who said that?
The Discord is getting upset, man. You're skipping
Really?
not even like ones you should skip.
For real?
Yeah, you skipped a fam comment yesterday.
I didn't do that on purpose.
I really struggle to believe this.
Why?
Because you're doing it to everyone.
Look, I'm one man. Okay, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect. Don't you think?
It just breaks the whole, cycle of what we're trying to do on the show if people can't actually get their comments read.
That's true. I think I'm gonna make sure that I read the comments. All of them.
You think so?
Yeah, it's probably because we ask people to join the Discord because if you join the Discord, what happens with your comments?
We read that.
So if I don't read them, then you just join the Discord to join the Discord.
It kind of breaks the purpose of it. Yeah.
It does. Okay. I'm glad we could work through that.
Me too. Let's get
Well,
to
well,
the
well,
YouTube.
won't happen again, boss. Oh, good grief. Okay, let's. It's funny when we start doing the first round of these tournaments and then we see fan bases like I haven't seen before. Like there's Virginia Tech fans up in arms over how their team was covered. Like you didn't win 8 games.
Love that.
Relax.
I love
No,
that.
no, relax. You're a
Welcome,
football. You're a
Hokies.
football school. Enter the Sandman. Let's go with da, da, da. Oh, some of these comments are just hmm. Actually, I'll go with this one because this one hypes me up. Ethan Hirsch. Shout out to my guy Ethan with the FC Barcelona picture, by the way. We'll discuss that at a different time. Carter Elliott quote here. I'm definitely wrong, hella. Never changed, big fella. Greg, do you ever wish I changed?
Never.
Not even at any times do you wish I changed.
Um, no, because you have this weird thing about you where like when you make mistakes or even just I don't know, like I don't want to say a weakness, but if something goes wrong with you, you have an incredibly endearing way to just like excuse it.
Mm.
Like I've never seen somebody with a better way to just like, oh yeah, it's Cart. That happened. Oh well. Like we still love Cart. It's Cart. That's how I view every mistake you've ever made.
I wonder how far I could push that.
There's been only like 1 to 1.5 times you've ever pushed it, and it's been fine. It's resolved within hours.
Yeah, I'm talking like felonies.
I wouldn't do that. But also, if you did do that, it would probably be excused by me.
Like I'm in court and the judge's like Carter. I'm like, I'm sorry, judge. I'm sorry, dog. Sorry, man. That's all me. He's like, Cart, man. All right. House arrest. Come on, we're gonna be better. Cart, you silly bastard, you. Should we get to the Discord?
Sure, sure.
Once again, I didn't end it when it needed to be. Why? Just type anything. God. Let's see here. I think this is where we are at. War Chant. With all due respect to the legend Tom Izzo, couldn't he have taken a timeout to execute the tradition and the Michigan players gone to their bench while they did this as it takes a lot of time? They should be charged a timeout for it anyways. Respect should go both ways. It's not the opponent's job to step out of the way for the tradition. You're losing and you need to wait on the court for a free throw while they do this. I didn't like how each side handled this. Izzo should notify the opposing coach before the game of the tradition. Um, I'll say this. Don't they usually call a timeout?
No, that's part of the issue of how nonsensical this tradition is.
I could have swore that they've called a timeout before. I know they do it at the free throw line a good amount of time, but they've never called a timeout.
They intentionally foul and then they substitute guys one by one by one instead of substituting them all at the same time, which drags a 30-second thing into a 10-minute thing and pisses off the other coach. It is logistically nonsensical, even if you think it's a great tradition. It is a great tradition, but it would be an identically great tradition if he just took a timeout and or did it after the game. And he
Nah.
refuses to do that and expects everyone to, number one, know that that's how he does it, and two, comply with it perfectly with a smile on their face or get shoved. It's insane to me.
Yeah, simple options. Just snacky. Ryan Evan confirmed Perez will be back next year. Don't know what the NIL package was like, but thoughts. I don't know if
Uh,
I don't know if we can confirm that.
there was multiple Merez back news is yesterday, right? Illinois was like he's back, and
Well,
then
he's back for like playing.
is that what that meant?
back for the Big Ten tournament.
Or is Illinois saying he's back, meaning he's
I don't think you can ever
back?
say he's back because money talks.
We'll probably save this for when the season ends, but I have been trying to do some digging on like what is Illinois gonna look like next year, and there's some plans that intrigue me. Merez is part of them.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Jake UNC XXIII. I appreciate the objective commentary about the UNC Duke game. As a fan, I really think y'all gave some good insights that helped me take a step back and look at my team, UNC, in a more complete way. I've watched UNC teams that were really good and some teams that were really bad, but there were two things that stuck out to me the most. UNC is the 5 seed in all caps this year's ACC, and two, I agree with Greg as I don't want to see a round three this year, and I'm not sure I've ever felt that way before. Greg's comp to those Michigan teams honestly feels very real, especially when you look at the coaches, both being inexperienced at the time of the hire and former players. Is there any way this is fixable with Hubert, or does the program just need a hard reset, and why?
Okay, as someone who thinks you should move on from Hubert, it is still fixable with Hubert. That's the reality, and that's why this is going to be a complicated, frustrating stretch for North Carolina fans because I know this from going through it with Jawan. The reason this isn't like an immediate let's move on situation is because you've seen Hubert do good things in this 4 year stretch, right? The 1 year where you made the national title appearance was one thing. That team wasn't actually all that good, and they just got super hot at the right time. It was special. Last year, North Carolina was great. They were an awesome basketball team last season, Cart. That happened less than a calendar year ago. We are 12 months removed from watching a Hubert Davis team that was built on some players he recruited and sustained, but also built on like the right portal hits. Harrison Ingram was awesome. Cormac Ryan was awesome. And they were a 1 seed. They were great. So I like coaches have bad years. The hard part with Hubert is it's now happened twice in a 3 year span. And I haven't liked any of the things Hubert has said about it when asked this year. That's the scary elephant in the room to me. He's kind of just like going through the motions. Oh, I like how we're playing, and sign an extension. Everything's fine. It's just all feels off PR wise to me in a way that Juwan Howard era did. But again, I still stand by. There were some weird circumstances with Juwan at Michigan. He had a couple great seasons. He was a 1 seed, made an Elite Eight, won the Big Ten. Year later, makes a Sweet 16, was pulling in top five recruiting classes. Everything was great. And then one iffy year turned into a heart surgery, tanked his career extremely rapidly. I can't tell where this is going with Hubert because I don't think it's as dire yet. But you look at the roster and what's going to happen to Carolina this offseason, it might be clean house time players wise. And if Hubert is back and the roster cleans house, that's where I get scared that it really tanks off. Because you've got to retain at least a little talent here and just try and plug the gaps the way you did with Cormac and Harrison Ingram.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. I think that it is fixable. I also think that a hard reset moving on from Huber would be the right move, but it is fixable. I think that you got to hit the nail on the head there. All hail the Pope. Do y'all know of an SEC podcast like what you all do? Uh, I don't know if I know any SEC podcasts off the top of my head.
I have seen, I don't know what it's called, but I know there's an SEC YouTube channel that does some recap stuff similar to what we do for games.
Okay, yeah, if I could shout them out, I would, but I'm not positive on that one. Let's see. Just Snacky, during your stint at MSU, as you were trying to become an MSU fan, would you have cared more about a Tuesday night Michigan versus Penn State last in the Big Ten matchup or MSU versus Indiana heavyweight Friday night matchup?
Um, Cared about both for very different reasons. It was hard because like I mean this, I was trying to become a Michigan State fan, but again, the year that I was trying, that team was incredible. Like the car, literally the Treyberg team I'm talking about started 15-0, got up to
Mhm.
number one in the country. So it's not like there was never a point in that season where I wasn't like in love with that Michigan team. I was just simultaneously trying to not be in love with them by going and watching a Michigan State team I liked less than those players. So I think, I mean, I like as a college student with like my friends, and I was dating Mal at the time. We had just started dating. Like his own games were events that I looked forward to. I wasn't like looking forward to sitting in my dorm room watching Michigan as much, but I never enjoyed watching Michigan State's basketball team more than I enjoyed watching that Trey Burke team for a second.
Yeah. Respect. All right, war chant. Would there be an ugly fight if Sparty got beat in the Big Ten tournament by Michigan and Michigan players subbed out with the game over in the last minute and kissed the Big Ten logo?
Listen, I think Trey Holloman will do anything at any time. So, yeah, maybe.
Travis Nelson sleeping on Oregon 2 days straight with their tier list and the Big Ten tournament predictions. They are the hottest team in the Big Ten alongside Michigan State with 7 straight wins each. The next best in the conference is 3 in a row. Are we sleeping on Oregon?
No, it's all schedule based. And that tiers thing was fun. I don't know that I ever want to do a tiers graphic again because Florida fans are insane.
Yeah, no, we need to do it because you need to hear that. Florida did deserve to be in the top tier.
I was trying to Photoshop, you know how when you Google like Florida man and weird stuff pops up? I was
Yeah.
trying to Google Florida fan yesterday and make a meme out of it, but it didn't happen. No, respectfully, Oregon is 7-0 in their final seven games because they've played one top 40 team. You don't get, oh, we had a turnaround because you beat Northwestern, Rutgers, USC, and Indiana at home. Like comparing that to Michigan State's hot streak, Michigan State beat six quad one teams in 7 games.
Yeah.
Oregon beat
7.
one. It's and haven't we talked about this all year too, Cart? The Big Ten, every team had a stretch like this where they looked really, really good. Oregon's just came at the very end of the season.
Yeah, that's fair to say. That does it for the comments today. I read all of them.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Cart, there's a lot going on right now. Daily picks are back. Did you see that?
I did see that. Honestly, there's something nostalgic about like that the Daily Picks music hitting.
Sometimes you got to take away something from people for them to know what they have, you know?
Somehow I feel like I'm walking myself until like I need to take the plate away from myself.
No, it's why I rotate Murphy's toys. Like she'll be like really loving her Legos one day and like next day just gone. Can't let her get attached, you know?
Why though? Well, she loves the toy. Keep letting her play with it.
Because then you bring it back next Thursday and it hits the same as it did that time.
That's a dadism right there.
Yeah, you can't have too much of one thing you love. You got to, except for hoop. She can hoop as
I
much
was
as
just
she
gonna
wants.
say, like, not to play devil's advocate here. What if someone took away something that you love like that?
Moderation, my friend.
We overindulge in hoops.
Yeah, we do, but we're 30,
Relax,
31,
relax, relax.
32 in some cases.
Yeah, relax.
Crazy. Uh, that you're gonna have to do daily picks some days. Are you looking forward to that?
I actually am.
I'm looking forward to seeing your product.
Well, why?
I think you've done it like once for me before, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay.
What else do we got? Are we doing any March games in the Discord this year?
You're the March Games
I can't
commissioner.
run one though, given the baby. That's the thing. I would like I have ideas for March games I want to run, but I straight up cannot facilitate them this year.
That
So we're
sucks.
not doing them then.
Yeah, because I will not. I will
Damn.
not. I will not.
Well, that's
I
tough.
will read your comments though, but I will not do that.
All right. Well, we might need somebody to help us set up some games because I'd like to run some March games again. Is there anything else going on?
I mean, if you did not notice, we are doing previews and recaps for all the major conference tournaments. So, um, if you find yourself needing some info on some teams, A lot of day game basketball on. I think as we're recording this, we got a game that starts in 2 hours. So it'll be fun to see.
Yeah, shout out to the whole crew, you and Subi on the Big 12. I enjoyed some of those last night. We got Bryson Tariq on the Big East that's upcoming. We got Riley and Ralph on the ACC, Ralph and Dion on the SEC, and then you and I on the Big Ten. We recorded our first three previews for the Big Ten tournament today. They're out on the channel now. So fun times. Can't wait. We're brought to you by YouTube's compliance department. There is no one on earth that is more interested in being compliant than us. How did you comply today?
I blessed my food in honor of you two before I ate it this morning.
Me too.
That was such a lie.
No, you just broke compliance.
Oh, so no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Don't spread wrongful messages, please.
Sorry, sorry,
Please
sorry.
don't do it again.
Okay.
Uh, YouTube, we love you. Thank you for allowing us to be compliant on a day-to-day basis and keeping us accountable. Let's get to the show. Yesterday, we did the 20 most dangerous teams for March. Today, I'd like to do the 20 most dangerous players. Wahahaha.
Like on the court?
Yeah, probably on the court.
Okay.
We could do this as an off-season topic, though. 20 most dangerous coaches off the court.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple that come to mind. But yeah, let's go to 20 most dangerous players in March.
Okay. So just straight up, similar to how we ran this with teams, players you least want to see across from you in the bracket. Like you see that you got to play that team and that player's at the top of the scouting report, you are terrified. Number one is the most terrifying, 20 is the 20th most terrifying.
Hmm. So this is gonna be an interesting topic though, because best doesn't always equal terrifying if we're on the same wavelength here.
We're on the very same wavelength. Yeah.
But even on that note, we're sure Coop's not number one.
Coop is definitely number one.
Okay. I didn't know if we were gonna get like number
No,
like yeah, Coop's the best
Cooper
player.
Cooper is absolutely the most terrifying player. And then I think it's going to be chalky at the top. I think Janai is too.
Yeah. So let's go Coop one, Janai two.
Okay.
Then I think we get into some guards.
Are you going to make the Clayton pitch? Or are you going to like go to your guards and start talking like scary role
I was
players?
gonna go Braden.
Oh, talk me through why Braden's third over every other player in the country.
Just because I think that Braden is a player that can score for himself. I mean, he does everything. He assists, he rebounds, he's got a beard, he's a psycho. I just, he's also if he's I'm assuming he's well rested, maybe. Maybe he had a day off or two between the games, something like that. But I just think that Braden has this killer instinct to him that is terrifying.
So I agree. Here's the only thing that gives me any pause to putting Braden like absolutely by himself third in the country. If I see Purdue across from me, I am not equally, but almost equally as worried about TKR. And I think you're preparing for the two of them almost as a duo as much as you are like, we need to contain Braden Smith. Because if you put all your efforts into containing Braden Smith, TKR will kill you.
Yeah, I agree, but just let's say, does TKR actually scare you?
Less than Braden does, but I mean, he's been so good, dude. You were talking about how he was filleting Illinois' front court. Like, both these dudes will give you 30. I think the way I'm viewing dangerous, again, you know, I'm a Braden guy. The way I'm viewing dangerous is like, oh, I'm the opposite team playing this team. That one guy could single-handedly murder us and end our season. And Braden could be that.
So it's probably more Walter Clayton territory than here.
Even Florida has like a lot of dudes. You're gonna have to pitch me on all the Florida people as always.
I hate that I have to all the time. Like
I
dog
mean, you talk
Clayton,
about he plays, you say they play too cool. Like they're just happy to be there. That
but
can't be
they're
the third most dangerous player in the country.
but they're also still terrifying.
They are, but this is players, not teams.
Hold on, I need a quick check here, really, real quick here.
I also just want to throw this out. Before the Illinois game, I would have been like, yeah, Braden at three for sure. His clutch gene. After missing every single clutch shot against Illinois, I am not happy to say that I think I'm digging him a little bit. Like that was a big game
Walt,
moment, and he had open shots to win the game and missed them all.
Walter Clayton had a career high 33 last year in the NCAA tournament, including 16 over a 3 minute stretch to end the contest. That dude is terrifying with his ability to where he can shoot from.
Just want to
Truly,
say this, saying this out loud. Walter Clayton or Braden Smith, who scares you more?
Braden.
Braden, but I still don't think Braden should be three. Like Clayton's going to be in near the top of the list somewhere. So should Braden. Let me throw some alternatives out and just float this to you and see. And if you really want to demand Braden at three, I won't fight you that much. But talking single-handedly, I see I got to prepare for this dude, and I'm terrified. Cam Jones.
That's a good pick.
When I see Cam Jones and I see Marquette across from me, I'm like, how the hell do we deal with that? In a way that just you're not thinking the same way with Purdue or Florida. Um, I would also argue that PJ Haggerty is probably near the top of this list.
That's a good one. Mark Sears is probably still up here too.
For other reasons, I am not that afraid of Sears.
Are you? I just want to get a quick glimpse into you. Pause. Um, just do these players terrify you or not? John Tanji,
Not terrified, but scare, yeah.
R.J. Lewis,
More scared of Kadari than RJ.
Chaz Lanier.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe does Lanier need to be up here?
Lanier could be
Okay.
because
Mm,
he's a guy that could hit 11 threes and beat you.
yeah. Okay. All right. I would like to go
I have
with
a clear three that I think is like alone at three.
who?
I think it's Cam Jones.
I'm fine with that. I
Okay.
think I'm fine with that.
So Cooper Flag one, Janai Brim two, Cam Jones three. Out of all the other names that we mentioned, I am content to put basically any of them four. The only other thing I would throw out, are you sure you don't want like a Trey Johnson?
Is he in the tournament?
Is he not? Are they guaranteed to miss the tournament? Yeah, I guess
I,
they are. 17
I,
to 14.
yeah, I don't think they're in it.
Damn.
I'm trying to. I got the field up right now. I'm trying to think what players kind of scare you. I mean,
I mean, like VJ Edgecombe. I'm trying to think of some of the other freshmen. We haven't said Kasparis.
well, like, but we haven't even got to like the Claytons of the world.
You're right. I'm just throwing names.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you were throwing names or trying to get
Just
guys
throwing
official.
names.
Okay,
Throwing
throwing
names.
names, throwing
Cooper
names.
one, Broom two, Cam Jones three. Who do you want to put four?
Clayton.
Clayton over Braden after we just both did the like who scares you more thing?
Yeah, I'm letting my Big Ten bias show.
Man.
Clayton's
Okay.
a bad dude, man.
All right. I'll put Clayton four. I do not like that.
Braden five.
Braden five, but then where do we put TKR?
I don't know. We can put TKR somewhere like 17th. I'm more scared, like we're doing the big thing. I'm more scared of like Kalkbrenner than TKR. I mean, we can go through some other bigs and that are in the field. I'm more scared of Hunter than TKR.
Why aren't you scared of TKR?
I'm not saying you should be scared of TKR. I'm just saying TKR being that high to me is crazy. Like I would
Yeah,
have
but
some.
like comparatively to Hunter and Kalk, why aren't you scared of TKR? He's been as good offensively as those guys.
I mean, those guys been better. Maybe
Offensively?
maybe not Hunter, but I think Kalk has, yeah. And Kalk's a better rebounder, better defender.
Okay.
Are you more scared of TKR or Derek? Actually, no, let me ask that to you. I know your answer.
More scared of TKR.
Okay. You want two Purdue players in the top 10.
Braden Smith 5, PJ Haggerty 6.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Let's work our way through. So other nominees right now after our top six. We have Mark Sears. We have Chaz Lanier. Would you put Ziegler anywhere near this?
Who?
Zakai Ziegler?
No.
I would say we have Broom. I think Baker Mazzara needs to be on this list.
That's terrifying.
I think so. And I
Or
think Pettiford and or Kelly need to be on this list.
Auburn's whole team is terrifying.
I'm gonna add all these guys to potential nominees. Pettiford Kelly. Is there anybody else from Florida? I don't think so. Outside of Clayton. Maybe Elijah Martin, but I don't think so.
No, I think just Clayton's the one you'd want.
Wade Taylor.
Some other names you could throw out, Wade Taylor, like some other guards. Wade Taylor, Josh
Te-
Hubbard.
Josh Hubbard, Otega Owe. I'm just going through all the SEC teams.
Yeah. Jeremiah Fears.
Jeremiah Fears. John L.
I think are you more scared of Javon Small or John L?
Is West Virginia in the tournament?
Yeah.
Are they?
It's a 10 seed.
Yeah, they are. Javon Small for sure then. Okay, Javon Small, Hunter Dickinson, Kalk. Anybody from Texas Tech?
Mm, Toppin.
JT Toppin. What about anybody from Houston? Are we doing Crier?
Ah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
Just
it.
nobody from Houston. That's
Well,
fine.
I mean, you threw some like Auburn guys out there that are terrifying and other like Juwan Roberts is terrifying, but not in like a
I don't think
kill.
there's a player from Houston on the list. That's fine.
Really? Okay. Jace Richardson.
Jace Richardson, Caleb Love. Just naming guys.
Can I ask you another one and tell me if he belongs on here or not?
VJ Edgecombe has to be there. Yes, who?
Richie Saunders.
We can put Saunders on there. I think he's terrifying.
Oh, we missed an Iowa State guy.
Who's like Curtis Jones? Again, he's not going to make my list. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Big Ten, we would have Tanji, I
Shelstad.
Shellstead for sure. Um, I already have TKR. You have Jace on there. I'm gonna put Holloman on there.
Oh my God.
UCLA, I don't think has anybody. Illinois needs to have Kasparis.
They do?
He needs to be on there. And then are Danny or Vlad on there? I think the answer ends up being no, but on the nominees list, maybe.
Maybe the nominees list, yeah. But I don't think they end up on there. Also, I would vote Will Riley over Kasparis.
I'll put Riley on the nominee list, but Kasparis' clutch gene is I'm gonna advocate for him to actually make it. To the Big East, last one. We're just naming all the nominees still. It's taking forever, sorry. But I think Kadari's got to be on here. You can put RJ Lewis on here. We already have Kalk. Solo Ball, I think, needs to be there. Are we putting two-time champ here?
Solo ball? Or well,
Caravan.
no.
So the only UConn representative is Solo,
Or Hurley. He's the only coach on the list.
but it's players. We're not putting Hurley. Uh, or we could put Hurley.
Let's put Hurley, please.
Okay, Dan
Let's
Hurley.
try to sneak Hurley in on
Let's
this.
try and sneak Hurley. I agree. Like Conwell, is Eric Dixon making the tournament?
No,
He's not.
no.
All right, and then any mid-major guys? Like,
I
do you
mean,
want
our guy,
who?
our guy from what is it, UC San Diego?
Miles Che?
Yeah,
I don't know that they're getting in for sure, but I mean Donovan Dent,
Donovan Dent for sure. Uh,
Marshall
mm,
No,
no, I don't think so. I think they're more of some of the parts type thing.
I don't think they're gonna make it, but Neat Clifford would be a guy.
Neat Clifford would for sure be on there if they make it. Um, is North Carolina? Are we considering North Carolina in or out? Because I actually think RJ Davis should be on there.
I think we got to consider them out for right now.
Okay, let's consider him out.
Okay. Okay. All right, we have all of our nominees. So our top six: Cooper Flagg, Janai Broome, Cam Jones, Walter Clayton, Braden Smith, PJ Haggerty. Before we go further, yeah, I saw the comments. People want us to put graphics on the screen when we do this. Guess what? That's not how our production. We're not live streaming, so we can't just like pull something up. It has to be added in post, and that takes a really long time. And I don't produce our videos. So we need to get our producer to know how to do that. But our producer's not watching this live, and he doesn't have time to watch every single video we produce in order to put stuff on screen. It's not that easy. YouTube comments saying, "Oh, it would be so easy. You don't know how live streaming works." We're not live streaming. Okay, we're using Adobe to post edit this ourselves. Back to this. Who do you want at seven?
Uh, ooh, this is tough to be honest with
There's
you.
so many scary guys.
There is a lot of scary guys. Um, I'd like to advocate for either Sears at this spot or maybe even like a Wade Taylor. 'Cause they're terrifying for multiple reasons.
What about Lanier?
Oh, I thought we had Lanier on here already.
Let's put Chaz Lanier seven,
Okay.
Mark Sears eight,
hmm
Wade Taylor nine,
Yeah, I feel like we have Wade Taylor at 9. We got to put like Caleb Love at 10.
Caleb Love at 10.
Okay, now we get our
Here's let me advocate for a couple things. Jace Richardson should be ahead of Wade Taylor and Caleb Love.
the freshman.
He's playing better than them.
He
He's
doesn't have
coming
the
on at the right time.
doesn't have the experience though. The tournament.
So you want to put Jace behind those guys?
Yeah.
Do we need to put Dickinson and Kalk on here before we get too far?
Yes.
Or are we not afraid of those guys?
I'm. Yes, you should be afraid of those guys.
All right, so 11 is Dickinson,
hmm
12 is Kalk.
Yep.
All right, now we got to get into like us taking some shots on guys we would be scared of.
Javon Small,
Javon Small should probably be higher.
but I think he's fine right here. Actually, maybe put Javon Small ahead of the bigs.
I want Javon Small ahead of Wade Taylor, Caleb Love.
I'll allow that.
Javon Small 9, Wade Taylor 10, Caleb Love 11, Hunter Dickinson 12, Ryan Kalkbrenner 13. We got 7 spots left. Running through our nominees list still. Got the Auburn trio, Baker Mazara, Pettiford, Kelly. I advocate at least one, if not two of those need to be here because like Pettiford big game shit and Baker Mazara is crazy. We didn't talk about this, but does anyone else from Duke need to be there? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Josh Hubbard, Otega Owe, Jeremiah Fears feels like a guy.
I feel like
Jake,
I feel like Hubbard and Fears in some way need to be next.
Hubbard, Fears, Jace, I think are three that I feel strongly need to be on here.
I would rank that Hubbard, Jace Fears.
Josh
That,
Hubbard, 14.
yeah,
Jace Richardson, 15. Jeremiah Fears, 16. Okay.
right. Now we're getting
You
into
know, I'm on the fly. I want to make this 25 most dangerous players.
we have that ability.
Yep, we're making this 25. And once again, need someone to make a graphic for this and send it to thesleepersmedia@gmail.com. That worked so great earlier this week.
Been
Please
really
do
appreciating that.
that.
Really appreciating that.
Yeah. All right. 17.
Do we need a Big Ten guy at this spot?
See, my thing, I feel like Shellstad should be here more than anybody else.
That's where I was leaning.
Jackson Shellstad 17.
Yeah, he's got some scary, terrifying, clutch shit to him.
Okay. I'm gonna go to war for a guy then quickly. Scary, terrifying clutch shit. Casper should be ahead of Jackson Shellstad.
No, thank you.
I might pull rank.
That's what you want to pull rank on?
I might pull rank.
I'm gonna just get Shellstat after
He
Casparis.
out clutched Braden Smith a week ago. They're healthy now. He's had that gene all year. You're telling me the number one guy who wants the moment isn't gonna actually want the moment in the NCAA tournament?
That back yak.
I want him. I would argue he might need to be higher than 17th on the list.
He will be 17th and he will like it.
So we're putting him one spot behind Jeremiah Fierce.
Yep.
Jackson Chelstad 18.
Yep.
All right, back to our nominees. Donovan Dent, Solo Ball, Dan Hurley, Kadari, RJ Lewis, Danny Vlad, Will Riley, John Tonji, Richie Saunders, VJ Edgecombe, Trey Holloman, TKR, JT Toppin, Otega Owe, and the three Auburn guys.
As you said that, the ones that came to mind immediately would go top and Edgecombe.
See, you might hate me, and Big 12 people might hate me for this. As we go through this, Toppin is not the guy I want here.
Who would
I
you want?
think I think much like Houston and Iowa State, Texas Tech is just a team.
Mm,
There's not a guy that's terrible. Like if there was, it might be Darion Williams.
mm. Toppin's been really good.
I think Tech's been really good.
Toppin would be like the only All-American I think we left off this. That's the only thing. If you're an All-American, you got to be terrifying.
I think there's other guys that are going to make second or third team that aren't on this yet.
Okay. So who would you go at these two spots?
18-9. I get his numbers are crazy.
Actually, I'd like to pull rank. I want Toppin here.
All right, JT Toppin 19.
That's what I'm pulling rank for. JT Toppin at 19. Sometimes I wonder where I went wrong in life.
I may want an Auburn flurry.
I will allow you one Auburn player.
I think Baker, Mazzara, and Pettiford need to both be here because it's big game Hod and Baker Mazzara is insane.
But this isn't an insane list.
It's who's the most dangerous. He is
Well, Holloman
literally
should
and
be
figuratively the
one.
most dangerous. Huh?
Holloman should be one.
Well, I think Holloman might need to be on the list too in a second.
Oh. You want both those guys before TKR?
I want both those guys and TKR and Otega Owe and Solo Ball to end this list. But then we don't have Donovan Dent.
Dent has to be in there. Dent's in there. Okay. No Baker Mazzara,
Hold on.
Pettiford,
We have
Dent.
6 spots left. Let me just name names. Baker Mazzara, Pettiford, Otega Owe, TKR, Solo Ball, Donovan Dent is 6 guys. If we did those 6, we would be missing VJ Edgecombe and we would be missing somebody representing St. John's.
St. John's is a team type situation. I
But
I would want RJ.
Kadari,
I want RJ Lewis over Baker Mazzara.
Baker Mazzara is terrifying.
This isn't a
How do you
loose.
deal with a 6'7" guard that has a psycho gene?
You can get one Auburn player.
I can
Can't
get
have
two
both.
Auburn players. They're Auburn.
Then no TKR.
TKR is hard to deal with.
You're being greedy.
Do we really need to be afraid of Donovan Dent?
Do we really need to be afraid of Solomon Ball?
Yeah, because what he did to Marquette, he could just make 12 threes and it's over.
More scared of Donovan Dent than I am Solomon Ball.
All right, let's put Donovan Dent at 20. Should Dent be higher now that we're here?
Um,
Putting him behind Jeremiah Fears and Josh Hubbard doesn't feel right to me. Jackson Shellstat ahead of Donovan Dent.
okay, yeah, yeah. Can we? Oh God, it's gonna throw out the whole list. That doesn't feel right now.
Like he should probably be after like Mark Sears, Javon Small,
Yeah,
ahead
probably.
of Wade Taylor and Caleb Love.
Ooh, maybe behind those guys because those guys have done it in the tournament before. Like right behind Caleb Love and Wade Taylor.
All right, Donovan Dent at 12. Hunter Dickinson 13, Kalk 14, Josh Hubbard 15, Jace Richardson 16, Jeremiah Fears 17, Kasparis 18, Jackson Shellstad 19, JT Toppin 20.
We had to have a St. John's guy, right?
I don't think so. Solo Ball 21, Baker Mazzara 22,
This Banker Bizarre thing is crazy.
Otega Owe 23.
Kanji's nowhere on this list.
Nope.
Okay,
They lost to Penn State at home. Respectfully, no one's scared of you anymore. Trey
understood.
Kaufman Red 24. Big Game Hod, Todd Pettiford 25. Means our best off the list are VJ Edgecombe, John Tonji, Richie Saunders, Kadari Richmond, RJ Lewis.
I mean, when you say it like that, it kind of makes sense.
We also did not put Dan Hurley on the list.
The list is named after Dan. It's the Dan Hurley All March Terrifying list.
Okay. All right. So our 25 most terrifying players for March Madness to see in your bracket. Cooper Flag, Janai Broom, Cam Jones, Walter Clayton, Braden Smith, PJ Haggerty, Chaz Lanier, Mark Sears, Javon Small, Wade Taylor, Caleb Love, Donovan Dent, Hunter Dickinson, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Josh Hubbard, Jace Richardson, Jeremiah Fears, Conspiracy Akashonas, Jackson Shellstad, JT Toppin, Solo Ball 21, Baker Mazzara 22, Otega Owe 23, Trey Kaufman Ren 24, Todd Pettiford 25. I feel pretty great about that.
Everyone with Chad Baker Mazzara, but yeah.
The final AP poll of the college basketball season dropped yesterday, Cart. And once again, as has happened every single week this season for the most part, I am confused on certain elements of it. Let's look at the final poll. It took us all season. Took us the entire season, my friend, but we finally got there. The Duke Blue Devils are the number one team in the polls. We've been screaming that they should be the number one team in the polls all year long, and they're finally there. They got 52 of the 61 first place votes. They are the unanimous number one, consensus number one team. Houston at 2, Auburn at 3. They dropped 2 spots after the back-to-back losses to end the season. Florida at 4. Alabama, St. John's 5-6. Michigan State at 7, up only 1 spot. Tennessee down 4 to 8. Texas Tech 9. Clemson 10. Maryland 11. Iowa State 12. Louisville, Texas A&M, Kentucky 15. Memphis, BYU up 6 to 17. Wisconsin 18. St. Mary's, Purdue 20. Missouri 21, Michigan still somehow at 22, Oregon 23, Illinois 24, Marquette 25. The best receiving votes were Drake, Arizona, UCLA, UC San Diego, and UConn. If you are keeping track, UConn is the third team with UC in its first 2 letters off of the AP poll. That's how this season went for the Huskies. Your thoughts on the final AP poll, Cart?
I mean, I got to do this, and I hate to do this, but it needs to be said. Why is Michigan 22nd in the country?
I have no idea.
Like, there's no like, what am I missing? What's the angle?
I don't think anyone voting in the polls has watched this team in a month.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Okay, because that makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
They've been losing games.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They lose 3 games and they're somehow like that. Just that makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Um, I mean, I'll say this because I say it on everyone. I actually no, I won't say it on this one because St. John's had a big win on the road at Marquette. I will give them that credit. St. John's being ahead of Michigan has always irked me this year. Um, but I won't do that to them this year. Um, or this time around. The only thing I would say here is I think BYU can be higher given what they've done the past couple games.
Yeah, I could see that. I with BYU, I feel like they've risen enough. I'm not upset about it. The two things I'm most mad about apply to our two teams, but you hit the first. I can't believe Michigan is still in the poll. They should be nowhere near this. They're playing nowhere near like a top 22 team in the country. I don't even think their resume says they are a top 22 team in the country at this point. Michigan State at 7 still pisses me off. St. John's has one win this season that's even in the same ballpark as Michigan State's last 6 wins of the regular season. Their resume is better. They're pretty identical in teams, but there's just not much of a justification of why St. John's should be ahead of Michigan State at this point. I'm pretty annoyed. Now I'm doing the inverse of the Duke thing, but pretty annoyed. Auburn dropped to 3. It's Duke and then it's Auburn. Why can no one get this through their heads? Like it's a very simple way to talk about this season at large. Duke is the best, and Auburn is the second best, and then it's Houston, and then it's everybody else. But why can the poll not just get the top two right, Cart? I don't get it.
Well, Auburn did lose back-to-back games.
To tie the same record as Houston, who's ahead of them now? Like
Week to week, it's fluent.
it shouldn't be. And if it is going to be fluid, like by the end of the season, can we get there? Can we get to the right number? Duke is 1, Auburn is 2, Houston is 3. Everybody else you can debate about.
You think that'll happen once this year?
No, because this was the last poll.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of my gripes on this one are Big Ten related.
Yeah, what else you got?
Oregon's not schedule merchants here.
They're pretty schedule merchanty, I think.
You think they're deserving of 23 ahead of Illinois?
No, in fact, here's a point that I saw on Illinois Twitter. I forget who tweeted this, but Illinois at 24. Do you know what Illinois' record is against the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd teams this year?
Undefeated?
4-0. Illinois is 4-0 against the 4 teams rated directly ahead of them in this poll and didn't lose once to any of them.
And you look at those teams, the 22nd team lost. I'm not sure when this did this drop when Wisconsin lost to Penn State at home.
This dropped yesterday. Yeah, this dropped Monday.
I mean, Wisconsin. I mean, they did drop significantly, but I guess that is crazy that Illinois beat all those teams.
I mean, at minimum, like just going off results, normally the poll's very reactionary. I don't really follow Purdue being ahead of Illinois after Illinois beat them.
Yeah, I don't follow that either.
So, yeah, to me, I would just flip-flop it. Illinois at like 20, Purdue at 21, Missouri 22, Oregon 23. Fine. Drop Michigan out of the poll. Maybe get UC San Diego in. I'll be happy.
Do I need to come to grips with the fact that Clemson's number 10?
Yeah, it feels a little off-putting, doesn't it?
They're good. Don't get me wrong. 10 just seems wild to me.
I mean, objectively, the same record as Michigan State. Really good, 26 and
True.
5, but the ACC caveat for sure.
Yeah. Like I think Louisville. Like, do you think Louisville's better than Clemson?
I think it's close.
I
I'm
think
fine with Clemson being a little bit ahead of them.
does Maryland at 11 make you mad?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know it does. I know what makes you
But there's
tick.
nothing I can do.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Just gotta accept it.
Be crabby about it.
Yeah, be real crabby about it. Any final words for the AP poll this year?
Watch basketball, please.
It's not that easy.
It's not that hard.
I just want a vote.
I want to vote too.
If you got a vote, you would do devious things with it, I think, though.
Yeah, I would. 100%.
Like what's your top 10 right now if you're voting for the AP poll?
Michigan State.
All right, we're gonna stop it right there.
What?
Third topic today. This is inspired by an article Jim Root wrote for The Athletic. Shout out to Jim from Three Man Weave at Second Chance Points, who helps us out on the Ball Up Top show that we do on Tuesdays and Fridays. Jim was basically pitting all of the champions in college basketball recent history against each other and trying to determine who the best champion was. And really fun article. Loved his analysis on it. I won't spoil who his pick was. If you watch Ball Up Top, you already know who his pick was. But I want to do our own version of this cart. I'd like us to come up with let's do the 16 best teams that we have seen in our lives in college basketball. Put them into a bracket and then make them play each other until we crown who the best team we've seen is.
Ooh, fun.
Super fun. Super fun. Um, So where do you want to start? Just rattle off teams. I don't think we need to put too much thought into like what teams qualify for the list. Just rattle off the best teams you've seen.
Uh, 2015 Kentucky. Uh, this year's Duke team. Uh, shit. Does this year's Auburn team qualify?
I think analytically they do.
All right, so I put them in there. Um, Trying to think. Probably 2015 Wisconsin.
Going year by year here. Respectfully to Frank Kaminsky, I think there's a couple teams we got to hit first cart. I'm
No, that
thinking
team was incredible.
I'm thinking the two-time national champ last year's UConn probably needs to come first.
So which UConn would you put on there? Last year's UConn team
The
or this?
second one, Castle and Klingon. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
2024 UConn is in. I think you can tell me if you disagree. I think Zach Edey 2024, Braden Smith needs to be in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Team was really good. Going back further, I don't think anybody from 22, the year that Kansas won it, needs to be there. Although the best team in the country that year was Chet Holmgren Gonzaga. But would you put the Chet Holmgren Gonzaga team in, or would you put the year before where they went 31 and 0 with Suggs? Probably
Ah,
Suggs. Probably Suggs.
probably Suggs. Yeah,
2021 Gonzaga's got to be there. And I think 2021 Baylor, since they beat them's got to be there.
yeah, I agree.
So we have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 teams right now working our way further back. 2020, the COVID year, I don't think anybody.
No,
We put in the Virginia team.
I think there's some teams that need to be put. What about like the Villanova teams?
Yes. 2018 Villanova.
Yeah, 2018.
Absolutely.
2018 Villanova.
Or any North Carolina team, probably going back to like the Hansbrough years, those teams will make it for
What
us.
about like I don't know if this team was really really good and incredible. I don't know if they belong on here. But that 2011 Kentucky team with AD.
That was that was a
20,
different year.
2011, 2012.
2012.
It went
Yeah,
30.
2012 Kentucky with AD, yes. They're through
How far are we going back?
in our lives
The back-to-back
since
Gators
we
team.
that we remember watching.
Okay, I didn't know. Like, does the Gators team qualify?
Yeah, I think we should do 2007
7.
Florida.
Yeah, it's like Noah, Brewer, Horford.
I'm gonna demand 2008 Kansas because I love that team.
I'm with you on that.
Mario Chalmers. I think 2009 Carolina is absolutely up there.
Is that like Hansborough?
Yep.
Yep, that's probably up there.
So we have, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 4 more spots. Just going through years now at this point.
Derrick Rose Memphis team?
I don't think they're good enough. That was a fun year, but just looking through like teams that won championships and had a higher rating, I don't think they're good enough. Um, I mean, I one of the best teams I've ever seen in my life truly is 2005 Illinois, but then we're putting 2005 Illinois and 2005 North Carolina in.
I know they lost to Michigan State, but does that 2018 Duke team belong here at all?
I would put them on too.
Yeah.
So do we want to do 2005 UNC, 2005 Illinois, 2019 Duke, and then we're looking for one more?
Mm,
We don't have the Louisville team that beat Michigan in 13. We don't have the 2015 Duke team that won the title or the 2015 Wisconsin team that you wanted third on the list.
them dudes are good, man. So, sometimes I gotta stick up for my guys.
There's some good Ohio State teams in certain years that we haven't done.
I'm trying to make sure we're not missing.
I think
You
we've
know,
covered all the big ones. Only one that feels like a champ that might be deserving that we didn't put is 2021 Virginia or whatever that 2019 Virginia.
like Kyle Guy and all them.
They were 35 and 3. They had a pretty ridiculous plus 34 net rating on Ken Palm, and they were like the revenge team.
Is that team better than 2015 Duke?
Per Ken Palm, yes.
It is. Okay.
And better than the 2015 Wisconsin.
Okay. Let's go with that then.
So let's go 2019 Virginia. Okay.
And when we're deciding this, we're actually matching up these teams and what it would look like when they play, right? Like,
Yep. So we
okay.
now have our 16 teams. We need to seed them quickly. This is taking a little bit, but let's go. Number one overall seed 2015 Kentucky.
Yes.
All right. Versus the, you know what? Let's just pair from the top to the bottom without putting too much thought into it.
It's all great teams.
Yeah. So number, I'm just going to literally go through this. Number one was Kentucky. Number 16 is 2009 Virginia. Then we have 2025 Duke versus 2019 Duke. Then we have 2025 Auburn versus 2005 Illinois. We have 2024 UConn versus 2005 UNC. We have 2024 Purdue versus 2009 North Carolina. This is already really fun. We have 2021 Gonzaga versus 2008 Kansas, 2021 Baylor versus 2007 Florida, and then 2018 Villanova versus 2012 Kentucky. All right, starting at the top, Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, 15 Kentucky, lost in the Final Four versus 2019 Virginia, Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome, all those guys.
Yeah, give me Kentucky.
Kentucky smacks them, we think.
They win.
Tony Bennett, handsome.
Very handsome.
All right, so we will eliminate 2019 Virginia, 2015 Kentucky moves on. This year's Duke team, Cooper Flag versus 2019 Duke, Zion, RJ, Cam Reddish.
Ooh, Cooper Zion. I I might be wrong here, but I want to take Zion's team.
Ken Palm says this year's Duke team is way better.
Way better.
Like 9 efficiency net rating points higher percent.
ACC merchants though? I
Could
mean, they're
be.
really good. They're really good, obviously. But
I mean, we think this team is going to waltz to a title. 2019 lost before the Final Four.
good team. They did get Kenny Goins. They got to lose, right?
I trust Coop a lot more than I trust the face of the 19 Duke team.
That is true. That's a good point. All right, give me Coop.
If what do you think would happen if 2025 Duke played the UCF team that almost beat them in
They
round
would they,
two?
they beat UCF by 25.
All right, so we're gonna go 25 Duke. Also hate us because somehow 2015 Kentucky and 2025 Duke are playing in the second round of this, and I hate that. 2025 Auburn versus 2005 Illinois. What happens with D Brown, Luther Head, Darren Williams against this crazy Auburn team?
Yeah, I honestly want to take the Auburn team.
I mean, James Augustine has no answer for Janai Broom.
Yeah. And all the guards on psycho guards on Auburn would be up in Illinois shit. It'd be a good game, but I think I go Auburn.
All right, we're taking 2025 Auburn, but I don't know. I hate picking against that Illinois team, but I don't know how they would stop Broom. I agree. 2024 UConn, last year's national champs versus 2005 UNC. That was the Raymond Felton, Rashad McCants, Sean May team.
I don't know if
Mark
I'm picking anyone.
Williams.
That team might be that UNC team.
See, I'm taking 2024 UConn.
Talk to me on that.
I think Klingon was so dominant. Like, respectfully, a
Oh,
6'9", 260 pound center is not doing a thing against Donovan Klingon.
this is kind of tough when it's different eras matching up.
It is, but Castle could take McCants. It would basically require like a huge Raymond Felton game to me, but I don't think he was like a scoring type like that.
Hmm.
And Cam Spencer would probably be chirping him like he's KD. So,
That's that's very true. All right, yeah, I think we'll go that UConn team.
all right, a lot of recency bias going on right now. 2024 UConn, but 2024 Purdue versus 2009 Carolina. Zach Edey versus Tyler Hansbrough, the two best bigs I've seen in college in my
Purdue,
life.
Purdue.
Whoa. The '09 Carolina is my pick to win it all.
Hansbrough can't check Edie.
Yeah, but they'd get everything else on the floor. How good they were in transition.
Who's their point guard?
Ty Lawson,
Not.
Danny Green, and Wayne Ellington on the wings.
Yeah, that team was nasty. All right. Okay, how
That's the
close?
best. That's the best team I've seen in my life.
Yeah, shit, me too, Greg.
In the tournament, they won every single game by double figures.
And ripped my heart out.
Yeah, they beat you by 17 in the title, beat Gonzaga, who was eighth in the country, by 21 in the Sweet 16, beat Oklahoma by 12. They were seventh in the country. I've never seen a team that good.
They were incredible. All right, let's go UNC.
All right, 2009 UNC advances. 2021 Gonzaga, Suggs, and Timmy versus 2008 Kansas, Mario Chalmers, Brandon Rush. This is one of the hardest ones for me, I think.
It is. I think I lean Gonzaga with the NBA talent they had on that team with Timmy. I think that Timmy would be able to have his way. Suggs would be. I like that Gonzaga team. They had the shooters. They had Kispert on that team, I believe. They had a Jai. Like I like that team.
Yeah, you start going through it. I'll take Brandon Rush over Kispert.
Will you?
I'll take Sharon Collins over
No,
Ayayi.
no, no.
I'll give it to you, but that's one I disagree with you on. But
That's
21
fine.
Gonzaga advances. 21 Baylor, the team that beat Gonzaga versus '07 Florida. Taking '07 Florida.
I'm taking yeah, I'm taking 07 Florida too.
Yeah, that for just crazy front court Noah Horford. All right, and then 2018 Villanova versus 2012 Kentucky. This is also a tough one. Anthony Davis's Kentucky team versus Jalen Brunson's Villanova team. You know where I'm at. I think it's Villanova.
Much as I want to go, AD was that team was good. Yeah, I think it's Villanova. That might be the best. Like that's one of the best teams I've ever seen.
I think Brunson would dominate in the guard spot in that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that means we're into the Elite Eight. 2015 Kentucky versus 2025 Duke. Kentucky in 15 is gettable because
They only
Frank
got
Kaminsky
they
got
only
him.
got once.
But Frank Kaminsky got him
I'm taking 2025 Duke.
over the 38 and 0 2015
I just think defensively they
Kentucky.
can match up really well. I don't think the metrics are lying about this team. I think there's so much things they could do with Coop in that game. They could put Sion on other guys. Like the guard, wing, and depth on that team defensively is really good. I think I'm taking 2025 Duke.
I was looking through their tournament run. In the Elite Eight, people forget this. I was in your dorm room watching this game, but in the
Mhm.
Elite Eight, Kentucky beat Notre Dame 68 to 66. That Notre Dame team had Demetrius Jackson, Jerry Grant, Pat Connaughton, Zach August.
Zach and Gus.
In that game, Cart, Kentucky only attempted 8 3-pointers. They win a game by 2. You're not beating this Duke defense doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be the Harrison twins who wouldn't even be bigger than the Duke guards trying to like score in traffic.
And they can't.
So I'm gonna take 2025 Duke.
As am I.
All right, this one's fun. 25 Auburn versus 24 UConn. I think it's UConn.
I think it's UConn too.
You want to spend any more time on it or no? Because I Klingon would disrupt Broome.
I think Klingon and Bruin would disrupt them. I think that Stephon Castle would be able to also defensively just disrupt the game. Cam Spencer, Baker Mazara, psycho off. Cam Spencer will be psycho. Cam Spencer will get Chad Baker Mazara booted. Yeah, give me UConn.
Yeah, it's a team of psychos I trust versus a team of psychos I don't trust.
Yeah, either or Baker Mazara swings on Hurley, either or.
Yeah. All right. 24 UConn advances. 2009 UNC versus 2021 Gonzaga.
The 2009 UNC by 20 plus, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. And then 2007 Florida versus 2018 Villanova. Also a tough one. We have the one team that two-peated in our Final Four. Do we want the second one? Or do we think this Villanova team's good enough to overcome it? They also did win two titles. Brunson won two, just separated.
I think I'm gonna edge Villanova because they had the best player.
Torian Green and Lee Humphrey versus Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo.
Give me Nova.
But then in the flip side, it's Horford and Noah versus Eric Pascal and Omari Spellman.
Yeah, Nova.
You're taking Nova?
Yeah.
All right. So that means our final four 2025 Duke versus 2024 UConn, 2009 UNC, and 2018 Villanova. I
Oh,
do think the non-Duke teams here are the three best teams I've seen in my life. So I think we've landed on this. The
I want to
question
pick
is just
UConn.
how good is Duke?
I want to pick UConn, that team to beat this Duke team.
Why? What would happen X's and O's wise if last year's UConn played this year's Duke?
Oh, Hurley's not losing to a guy that turned him down.
Ken Pom says Duke's better this year.
I
But
mean,
I mean you trust Hurley over Shire.
I trust Hurley over Shire. I don't think that man can do anything with Klingon, to be honest with you. Um,
Klingon's a lot better, you're right.
Klingon's just a lot better. I think that Castle would be able to have as well. I think they could do some things like putting Castle on Coop as well, frustrate him a little bit. I think that the UConn team can match up pretty well with
I
them.
don't know that a team as young as Duke would beat that UConn team.
That's true. That was a very experienced team at that point.
All right, 2024 UConn advances. Are they playing 2009 Carolina or 2018 Villanova?
2009 Carolina.
I mean, these are the two teams that broke our hearts.
Yeah. Okay,
Villanova
I'm
Villanova
going with
has the same power.
I'm going with the team that broke my heart.
I need matchup talk again on this.
Okay, so yeah, Brunson, Bridges,
No, I
Steven.
don't. Hansbrough would just destroy them.
Yeah, who's
That's
checking
all
out?
it is. Hansbrough would destroy the Villanova bigs, and Lawson, Green, Ellington can hang with the guards.
Yeah,
All right. 2009 Carolina versus
it feels right.
2024 UConn.
Feels right. These are the two best teams with that 2015 Kentucky team. Oh, excuse me, excuse me. I think are the two best teams. What
I
the
also
hell?
think that we're right that Duke is in the ballpark too.
Hell,
Like I,
man.
I want to go on record before the tournament happens. I think we are correct that Duke is in the ballpark of the greatest teams we have ever seen.
Yeah,
But I'm happy with this matchup as well. Who wins it? 2024 UConn versus 2009 Carolina. That Carolina team was old. It was filled with NBA players. Hansbrough is smaller than Klingon, but I don't think he's getting punked by Klingon.
he might.
I mean, if we're going position by position, I'm taking Ty Lawson over Tristan Newton. Danny Green versus Stephon Castle, Wayne Ellington versus Cam Spencer.
I think the right answer might be the UNC team.
They played Hansbrough at the four a lot though too.
What Caravan can't check hands, bro.
Right, kind of two bigs,
Yeah,
but
I
Caravan could stretch him out and fire threes over him.
Hansbrough can get out there.
Roy Williams, Dan Hurley,
Elite matchup there. I think I'm leaning UNC. Be close, but I think I'm leaning UNC.
battle of tempos. UNC really fast, UConn slow.
Ooh, I don't like that.
I don't know.
In battle of tempos, I like slow team,
Me too.
slow great team.
I think I'm taking UNC.
I think I'm
And
taking
Ken Palm
UNC,
says UConn's better though.
but I say UNC is better.
We're just taking the team that beat Michigan State. We could have skipped this whole exercise. They beat Michigan State by a lot, so they're the best team in world history. They are.
I mean, they are though.
All right, 2009 North Carolina wins our all-time March Madness bracket. I feel pretty proud of that
That
effort.
feels right.
Yeah, good on us.
Yeah.
One big thing presented by YouTube's compliance department. What you got, Cartel?
Oh, one big thing today. I didn't come with one prepared today, which is who am I kidding? That's not unlikely of me. I will go with this. I'm looking for feedback from the community. I got a new ring light, and I've got mixed reviews on the new ring light. Whether I look too bright, things look too bright. I would just like feedback of the positive and or negative variety based off my new setup with my ring light.
You're asking for feedback on your ring light.
Yeah.
Okay. Good use of that. I would like to spend my one big thing to put some love and respect and appreciation on Insomnia cookies. They're always there when you need them. We did a delivery order at 11 p.m. last night.
Chocolate chip.
A variety pack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love a good insomnia cookie, bro. God
That's the
bless you.
show. See y'all tomorrow.